to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper, and it's time for this week's news from the national governing body of our sport, USA Wrestling. While the worldwide effort to keep the sport in the Olympic Games continues to gain momentum, voices around the world are joining together in support of the world's oldest and greatest sport. Now, it's been 3 weeks since the IOC Executive Board recommended that wrestling no longer be a core sport after the 2020 Olympic Games. Well, today, important and breaking news. The IOC headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland will be the site of a very important meeting between acting FILA President Nenad Lovic and the IOC President Jacques Rogue. Details and results of that meeting will headline next week's show. First, this week we go to Sydney, Australia. This last Tuesday, the Executive Council of the Association of National Olympic Committees met. This organization represents all Olympic committees from every nation around the world. The head of the ANOC is Sheikh Ahmad Al Fahad Al Sabah of Kuwait, and he said that wrestling has the unanimous support of his Executive Council. He says that they'll bring this up with the IOC and will also work closely with FILA prior to the important IOC meetings later this year. John Coates of Australia weighed in, a member of the IOC Executive Board. He said he was amazed that wrestling was recommended to be removed from the program and believes that wrestling has a good chance to remain as an Olympic sport. We do too. In the U.S., Iowa Governor Terry Branstad released a letter signed by a bipartisan group of 33 governors from across the country calling for the IOC to keep wrestling in the Olympic program. Well, all of these items are good news for the sport. As we said, worldwide momentum continues to grow in support of keeping wrestling as an Olympic sport. Now, we'll have more on this effort to keep wrestling in the Olympics a little later on in the program. Let's progress now. Let's go to Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. That was the site of last week's Women's World Cup. It's one of the biggest international events of the year. The event featured the top 8 women's teams gathering for the International Dual Meet Championships. During the opening ceremonies and in a sign of solidarity among wrestling nations, 5 women athletes each carried 1 ring. They created the Olympic rings together and marched it around the mat. Following the rings was a sign supporting wrestling in the Olympic Games. In addition, leaders from each of these countries took part in meetings to discuss the international effort, the coalition, if you will, to keep wrestling in the Games. Let's go to the competition. It was fierce and outstanding. The U.S. was drawn into Group A, where it faced Kazakhstan, China, and Belarus. How'd they do? Well, Team USA opened with a 7-0 shutout win over Kazakhstan. 2 U.S. wrestlers earned falls there. Veronica Carlson at 147. She pinned Zarina Kungariva, and Brittany Roberts put away Elmers Sidakova at 158 pounds. Now we go to round 2, a spirited battle between China and the USA. China bested the U.S. 5-2. Claiming victories for Team USA, world silver medalist Helen Maroulis, she defeated Wang Pingkong at 121, and world champion Elena Perizkova at 138 pounds stopped Zhu Zining. Well, the U.S. wasn't done. The talented team scored another strong 7-0 shutout victory. This time it was over Belarus. The U.S. had 3 pins, leading the way 2012 world bronze medalist Alyssa Lampe. She had a pin over Elena Ryskova. Elena Perizkova put away Madzina Sidakova, and Carlson decked Kristina Fedoreska. The Chinese went a perfect 3-0 in Pool A. They advanced to the championship finale against host Mongolia, the winner of the competition in Pool B. Team USA faced Japan for the bronze. The United States jumped up to a 3-1 lead after 4 bouts. Lampe got it started at 105 pounds over Yuki Ori. Maroulis kept it going at 121. She beat Chiho Hamada. 2-time junior world bronze medalist Ali Reagan added a big win at 130 pounds over Kiwi Sakai. Now in the end, despite some very strong performances, Japan came from behind and the U.S. would fall to the Japanese 4-3, finishing 4th. Now China edged host Mongolia 4-3 to final there to win the Women's World Cup. It was China's 3rd World Cup title in the last 4 years. Outstanding job by the Chinese. India placed 5th, the 5-2 win over Belarus. 7th place went to Canada, dominating Kazakhstan 6-1. Helen Maroulis led the way for the U.S., scoring a perfect 4-0 in her matches on her way to a gold medal. Coming home with silver, Elena Perizkova and Veronica Carlson. National women's coach Terry Steiner talked about the World Cup effort.
But overall, it was a good competition. I mean, like I said, we didn't get the job done, but again, we have a very good team right now. I think our program is sitting in a good place right now. We've just got to start finding a way to close the deals on countries like China and Japan. We've been close a lot of times, and we just haven't closed the deal. So I think that the girls all realize that we were very capable of winning those matches.
Next, we head to Minsk, Belarus, for the Alexander Medved International. A large group of Americans, some of the best freestylers in America, made the trip, including a number who were in Iran for the Freestyle World Cup just the week before. Now, it was a formidable international field, and Team USA had an incredible weekend, coming home with 2 gold medals and 7 total medals. 2012 Olympic champ and 2011 world champ Jordan Burroughs continued his winning ways on the very first day. He opened the day with a win over American teammate Colt Sponseller, then knocked off opponents from Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Russia in order to make the finals. The amazing athlete won 5 straight bouts, defeating Dmitry Rochniak of Ukraine on his way to another gold. Burroughs remains undefeated in freestyle on the senior level. His record now sits at an amazing 48-0 since his college career ended in the spring of 2011. 264-pound former world bronze medalist and 2012 Olympian Travel Delegnov grabbed the other gold on the final day of action. Delegnov had 3 wins on the way to the gold, including a finals victory over Ratmirtayev of Russia. Other wins were against athletes from Belarus and Russia. Both Burroughs and Delegnov come off strong performances at the World Cup in Iran, Burroughs winning gold and Delegnov taking silver. Now, exciting young star Jimmy Kennedy won a silver at 132 pounds. He won 4 straight bouts against tough opponents, beating 3 different Russians and a wrestler from Tajikistan. In the finals, the young men fell to Rustam Abdurashidov of Russia. 211-pound star David Zabriskie won a silver medal for the U.S. He opened with victories over Turkmenistan's Kartiev and American Win Mihalik, and then Latvia's Imants Lagotsky. The former ISU national champ lost in the finals to Ivan Yakowski of Belarus. Now, the U.S. had 3 strong bronze medal performances. Past Iowa State NCAA champ John Reeder stepped up and nailed the bronze at 185, an impressive 4-1 record for his time there. Going 3-1 in the tournament, another past NCAA champ, Zach Ray of Lehigh. He grabbed the bronze at 264 pounds. His wins included a victory over Vedzim Shavda of Belarus for the bronze. Now, Win Mihalik, he rebounded after his loss to Zabriskie with 2 straight wins, including a victory over Imants Lagotskis of Latvia for the bronze medal. National freestyle coach Zeke Jones talked to us about the impressive medal haul from Belarus.
We came away with a couple champs, some finalists, and some bronze medal matches. I think our hit rate for medals was somewhere around 40-50%, which, you know, is good. Not great, but certainly better than okay.
Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
The 2013 World Team Trials for both juniors and seniors will be held June 20th through the 23rd in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is your chance to see national champs, world medalists, Olympians, all competing to see who will represent the U.S. at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, and the FILA Junior World Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria. Visit www.theworldteamtrials.com for all your ticketing and travel information. ASICS is the proud sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams.
Well, as we said, it was a great week for superstar Jordan Burroughs. In addition to his victory in Belarus, he was named one of the 15 semifinalists for the AAU James E. Sullivan Award, a trophy given annually to the nation's most outstanding amateur athlete. He comes off an amazing year of 2012. He won the Olympic Games, he won the Olympic trials in Iowa City, and 2 big international tournaments as well. Well, he's up against 14 other athletes, top ones, including some fellow Olympic champs from other sports. If he wins, he'll join Olympic champions John Smith, who won at 90, Bruce Baumgartner, who won at 95, and Rulon Gardner, who won it in 2000. Fans, you have an opportunity to help Jordan win. The AAU is asking you to vote on who you think should be a finalist for the award. Get online now and show your support for Olympic wrestling champion Jordan Burroughs simply by voting at the address on the screen. Now remember, voting ends March 17th, and your vote will count. Now, as the college season draws to a close, the conference championships are taking place around the country, the end result of another great season of competition. Next, we head to Des Moines, Iowa. The NEI National Championships took place just last week. The defending national champ is Grandview University, and they had a strong team, but the team race went right down to the last match of the championship finale. Let's set the scene. Team score was tied up between Grandview and Southern Oregon going into the heavyweight bout. Grandview's defending NEI national champ was Eric Thompson. He would face Brendan Gephardt of Baker. Now, if Thompson wins, Grandview repeats as champion. A Thompson loss would result in co-championship, something that has only happened once in the history of the NEI. Well, Thompson scored a takedown and Gephardt escaped in the first period, making it 2-1. And with a minute left in the period, Thompson threw Gephardt to his back and pinned him, winning his second NAIA title and clinching the team title for Grandview.
Mitchell came back, and me and Mitchell are pretty close. He's like, just want you to know we're tied, we're co-champions, so just need to go out there and get the win. I don't know, I mean, for me, co-champions like kissing my sister. I don't want to kiss my sister. I want to win it outright. I want to win a national title. I don't want anyone else to be able to take it home and say they won one too.
In all, the Vikings had 4 individual champs. Joining Thompson, Gustavo Martinez, or Stavi as he's known, at 141, Chad Lohman at 57, and Jimmy Schuessler at 165. Martinez won the first title for the Vikes, winning a tough bout in the finals against Miles Mazurkowitz of Great Falls. In a match tied at 1-1 in the third period, Martinez scored a takedown for a 3-1 lead. After Mazurkowitz escaped, Martinez struck again. He got the final takedown with 8 seconds left, winning at 5-2.
Awesome, I don't know. It feels crazy right now. Can't believe I finally won it. You know, seeing all these, being in a program, seeing all these guys, really tough guys that went through the program and never got it. And you know, I still have 2 more years left, so it's just crazy.
Good job, Stavi. Lohman scored a 3-1 decision over Joey Cozart of Lindsey Wilson in the finals at 157. And Schuessler, well, he had to rally late in the third period in order to get a 4-3 decision over Eric Lopez of Menlo for the 165-pound title. Trailing 3-1 going into the third period, Schuessler scored a key takedown to secure the victory. Grandview had 8 individuals earn All-American honors and became just the 13th program with multiple NAIA national team titles. Viking coach Nick Mitchell.
Yeah, actually, after Southern Oregon won in 74, they didn't get a bonus point there. They evened it up. And really, I think it kind of took the pressure off things. I mean, we didn't want to tie, but if you tie, you still tie for the national championship. So I think it kind of took the pressure off. And like, Eric told me the same thing he told me at the duels. He said, Coach, I'm going to pin him. So that always eases my mind when he says that. So he went out and did it.
Well, Southern Oregon took second. Montana State Northern came in third with 104 points, and Dickinson State took fourth. Lindsey Wilson rounded out the top 5. Southern Oregon senior at 125 pounds, Mitchell Lofstead. He closed out his amazing career with a 3rd national title. He pinned Bryden Lazaro of Dickinson State at 2 minutes 31 seconds. Lofstead became the 19th 3-time NAIA national champ and the first wrestler to win 3 titles at 125 pounds. Mike Ritchie's team had 4 individual champs, winning his 2nd straight NAIA title at 174. Brock Gutches, yeah, you know the name. He stopped Jose Alvarez of Wayland Baptist in the finals by a 5-2 margin. Prescott Garner, well, he won the 133-pound title, stopping Cameron Neese of MSU Northern by a major decision, 16-7 the final. Jimmy Eggemeyer added another title to his collection for the Raiders, edging Isaiah Tatum of Grandview 3-2 at 149. Southern Oregon finished the championships with an event best 9 All-Americans. All in all, I'd say an incredible team effort. Other individual champions included Jamil Bryant of Lindsey Wilson, the champion at 84. He beat Jesse Hellinger of Dickinson State 8-4. At 197, John Sievert of Morningside stopped Carl Lawrence of Missouri Valley 3-1 for the title. A special thanks to our partners at Takedown Wrestling Media, all of our great videographers as well, for capturing this great action. Stay tuned. We'll be back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
wrestlers. Are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, the Pac-12 championships were hosted by Arizona State over the weekend. They were the first of the NCAA Division I qualifying tourneys. Oregon State won it for the second straight year. Jim Zaleski's Beavers were led by 3 individual champs and 3 runners-up. Mike Mangrum won his second Pac-12 title at 141 pounds when he pinned Bakersfield Timmy Box in the title round. Mangrum won the most falls trophy as well with pins in 2 of his bouts.
Getting the back-to-back is nice as well. So, you know, that means I'm the first 141-pounder to ever have a Pac-12 title and to have back-to-back Pac-12 titles. So, yeah, it's a really good feeling. And like Jim said, we just all did what the coaches told us to do, and I think that's what brought our Pac-12 title back this year.
Taylor Meeks was the champion at 197 pounds. He beat Jake Meredith of Arizona State 4-0. Chad Henke continued his great season at heavyweight, winning the gold medal with a 3-2 win over J.T. Felix of Boise State. Now, Zaleski's team did not have an athlete who placed any lower than 3rd in their weight class. We talked to Jim about the team title.
Anytime you get a streak going, it means the wrestlers are doing the right things and they're listening to the coaches, and I think we saw a lot of that this weekend. You know, they came here when the program, wasn't where it's at right now, so they've kind of been the building blocks of the program. You know, Chad Henke, Mike, Vincent, Weissoff, those 4 seniors have been here for a long time, and they've gone through a lot of growth as individuals, and they've helped our team grow. So, they've all worked real hard, and I think you're seeing the fruits of their hard work.
Boise State placed second, also had 3 individual champs to call their own, winning a title for the Bronx. George Ivanov, he was named the outstanding wrestler after his important victory at 157 pounds over top seed R.J. Pena of Oregon State. The other 2 Boise State champs, Jason Chamberlain at 149 pounds and Jake Swartz at 184 pounds. Cal State Bakersfield had 2 champions as well, Tyler Iwamura at 125 pounds and Bryce Hammond at 174. Other individual champions were Cal Poly's Devin Latito at 133 pounds and Stanford's Brett Bombach at 165. This coming week is a huge one for Division I qualifying tournaments. It'll help fill the final field for this year's NCAA championships in Des Moines. We, of course, will have reporters at the Big Ten Championship at the University of Illinois, the EIWA Championships at Rutgers, and the NCAA West Regionals, or Western Regionals, in Wyoming. We'll, of course, update you on this program next week. Well, late last week, USA Wrestling announced the creation of the coalition to keep wrestling in the Olympics. a coalition of groups of any size who stand united in the effort to retain Olympic wrestling. The founding organizations include those with a membership base, like USA Wrestling, the National Wrestling Coaches Association, the Amateur Athletic Union, and New Way. In the first full week of the new coalition, 28 different organizations have already joined the effort, including wrestling clubs, college teams, wrestling leagues, wrestling media, and other wrestling organizations. A number of other companies which are not directly involved in the sport have also joined to lend support. Groups of any size or mission are invited. We hope to get thousands involved. All it takes is a donation and a contact name, and you're part of it. If you wish to add your organization to the list, make your donation online. KeepWrestlingInTheOlympics.com. Look for it on your screen and look for it online at themat.com, and we welcome your participation. Stay tuned. We'll be back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly. As we continue our coverage on the effort to keep wrestling in the Olympics, we'll be sharing stories that have made wrestling an important part of the Olympic Games. Today we share the journeys of some of American wrestling heroes and their Olympic accomplishments. Within the U.S., the wrestling program is a true leader. Only 3 sports have won more Olympic medals for our country: track and field, swimming, and diving. American wrestlers have earned 129 Olympic medals since the modern Olympic Games began. Only 3 American wrestlers have won 2 Olympic gold medals. Can you name them? Well, the first American with 2 Olympic gold medals was turn-of-the-century star George Maynard of New Jersey. He won Olympic gold at the 1904 Olympic Games in St. Louis and again at the Games in London in 1908. Both were in freestyle. The other Americans with 2 Olympic gold medals won their second at the same Olympics. Freestyle superstar John Smith won gold at the 2 straight Olympic Games, taking his first in '88 at the Games in Seoul, South Korea, his second at the Barcelona Games in Spain in '92. Smith won an amazing 6 straight world and Olympic gold medals, one of the greatest wrestlers the world has ever seen. Heavyweight legend Bruce Baumgartner joined Smith as a gold medalist at the '92 Olympic Games. His first Olympic gold came at the '84 Games in Los Angeles. Bruce won the most Olympic wrestling medals for the U.S. with 4, adding a silver in '88 and a bronze in '96. He was also chosen by his Olympic teammates to carry the U.S. flag at the opening ceremonies at the Atlanta Games. What an incredible honor and a great memory. Winning 2 Olympic medals is no easy task. The Peterson brothers from Wisconsin became legends by winning medals in 2 straight games, each with a gold and a silver. Ben won a gold at the '72 Munich Games and returned to take bronze in Montreal in 1976. Younger brother John did it the other way around, winning a silver in the '72 Games in Munich and gold in the Montreal Games in '76. Now, Kenny Mundy was one of the great middleweight stars in men's freestyle history. He joined fellow Oklahoma State star John Smith as an Olympic champ in Seoul in '88, and at the '92 Barcelona Games, although injured severely, Mundy won a silver. The first American Greco-Roman star with 2 Olympic medals was Dennis Kozlowski, who claimed a bronze at the '88 Seoul Olympics and a silver at the Barcelona Games in '92. Now we go to the great Rulon Gardner. He won back-to-back Olympic medals, beat the great Alexander Karelin of Russia for the gold medal at the 2000 Games in Sydney, stunning the world. And he had Olympic bronze to his collection at the 2004 Games in Athens, Greece. We, of course, will continue to bring you Olympic wrestling history on future programs. Fans, you can keep up to date with the effort to keep wrestling in the Olympics simply by signing up for our weekly updated newsletter from COPAO, the Committee to Preserve the Sport. The group is chaired by Bill Scheer and includes 20 leaders from the wrestling community who are working every day to help keep your sport in the games. Every Monday, COPAO Weekly Update will be posted on themat.com and shared with the entire wrestling media community. Well, it's time for the USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures, of course, are sent in from families and fans from around the country and are being considered for the photo contest in our USA Wrestler magazine and for USA Wrestling's Facebook page. This week, the photo is sent in by Michelle Macy, showing 9-year-old Kayla Macy who took second in her league wrestling tournament at 50 pounds. Kayla loves wrestling and hopes to wrestle in the Olympics someday. We hope she does too. Have your photographs considered for our contest simply by emailing them to our hardworking Gary Abbott at usawrestling.org. Again, that's gabbott at usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper. Thank you very much for watching.